Hey everybody, it's Bonnie from Healthy Meals. I wanted to share with you a little recipe that I am concocting tonight. This is one of my quick, easy to do recipes when it's just me and I want something quick and fast and I don't want to think about it. One of the girls is coming over. We are going to run the stairs in my apartment, which essentially means we run up all 3 flights. We run back down, or I should say we run all the way up. We run across 6 apartments, basically a little hallway, and then run down. There are, I think, 13 buildings, 12 buildings, I think. So we're going to go do that. That'll take us about 45 minutes. In the meantime, I want my chicken to marinate. I'm going to make a nice, cool little pasta dish tonight, so you will see it. But for now, here's what we need to do with the chicken. We need to marinate it. So I'm going to put a little bit of lemon juice in here. Just enough to cover my chicken, not really a lot. You can put dill in here. Tonight I'm going to use lemon and some garlic and some Italian seasoning. Of course, you know me and my garlic. I think I put garlic in everything that I possibly can. A little bit of pepper. And here is our Italian seasoning. Notice there is no salt going in this. No need for salt to go in this. Put a little bit of our Italian seasoning. You're talking about a teaspoon of the Italian seasoning. I don't want a lot of it. I want more of the garlic flavor to overwhelm the chicken and overwhelm the Italian seasonings. So this all goes back up for good measure because I don't want to put this in later. A little dab of olive oil. It's about a tablespoon. So you take that. Take a fork, very similarly to the way that you would whisk an egg with a fork. You just mix it all up. So essentially what ends up happening is you've got your, I have a thin chicken breast. I overdid it at the grocery store because they were on such a great sale the other day. I usually just dip it in, let it get coated on both sides. And then we're just going to let it sit in the refrigerator for half an hour. We'll come back, we will pop that puppy into a skillet. Because there's oil in the marinade, there is no need to put oil in the pan. I can just drop the chicken right in and voila, there you go. Willy-nilly, you're done. So I'll see you in a few minutes. We'll have some pasta going, and I'm just going to make that before you and I talk, and then we'll get our veggie and our chicken, and it's going to be a nice well-rounded meal tonight. I will see you in just a few minutes. Okay, you guys, so we've got our chicken. It is fully marinated. Ooh, get those delicious spices on that. Pan is heated up. As you can see, non-stick skillet. Nothing inside of it. We've got our oil in our chicken already. I'm just going to make the chicken. I've got my pasta boiling over there. Getting ready. And then as soon as I'm done this, it's sliding. I'll show you what it all looks like. Right now it's just a lumpy piece of chicken waiting to be all fried up. And essentially just a heads up, like with this, there's a very big lemon flavor to it. I use a vinaigrette when I am putting this all together. It's almost like a pasta salad, individual pasta salad. Chicken cooks maybe in 10 minutes because it's just so thin. And you can see from all sides, you know, when it gets done, you can see where it's turning white and all of that kind of good stuff. So with the flavors that you're getting, just make sure that if you are going to use a kind of like a marinara style sauce, that you have a vinegar base with it, because the lemon and the vinegar is just, it's an amazing flavor. And it really does wake up your mouth. This is not a dish. I know I like spicy. I know I push it, and you know I push my limits with it, but this is one dish where I invite the lemon flavor, I invite the garlic into my mouth, and the vinegar, and some of the onion, and you know, wake it up with a little bit of flavor. I usually just use one green vegetable. Today we're going to use green beans, and I will show you those in just a few minutes. Okay, so just real quick, what I did was, chicken is fully cooked now. See? Doesn't it look good? Oh, love this recipe. Alright, so what I did, just because I'm using frozen green beans, if I use the cut up green beans, these small ones, or peas, I turned the burner off. Even with a gas stove, this works because the pan stays hot. And I'm just heating up the green beans so that they're no longer frozen. That's all I'm doing. I'm not trying to cook them in any way. The pasta is nice and hot. We've got that Barilla pasta going today, nice little spirals. So what will happen is when this stops sizzling, I'll put this in with the pasta, which is still hot, and it'll continue to cook, so that by the time you are done eating or ready to eat, everything is mixed in, everything is nice and delicious. Now this is going to make, I mean, I know I'm using 1 serving of chicken. This is going to make 2 servings. And just kind of a side note, when you're working with this, that lemon marinade that I had showed you, well, that actually does make a lot of chicken. Okay, so you can put a whole packet of the chicken into that much lemon, or the lemon marinade. It works the same. You don't need a lot to marinate chicken or beef. You just need to have basically the flavor surrounding it and let it sit for a few minutes in a covered container. Alright, so here we go. So we're mixing it up. I don't know if, can you see the steam in the video? I don't think you can, but it's steaming pretty harsh. Let's see if, yeah, there you go. Yeah, see that steam? With the flash on, you can see it. So that steam is now cooking the vegetables a little bit more. So these will be nice and crispy and crunchy and not defrosted by the time we put the chicken in there. Now, in terms of my seasoning or my dressing for this, before I put this on, I need to get this working. So what this is grapeseed oil. I don't need my entire jar, so I'm going to do this by hand. I know I already showed you how to do it from the container. You shake that puppy up and you just get it going. So a little bit of oil. Now with the vinegar, you don't want as much vinegar. Whatever oil you put on, you want about half the vinegar. I'm using my balsamic, just different flavoring, that's all, just different vinegar. This tastes delicious with that malted vinegar that you use for like fish and chips and stuff like that. And I know that like there's definitely a lot of flavoring in that and you know, some oil or whatever that you really kind of don't want, but it's delicious with it. Alright, so I'm going to throw some pepper in. I don't really want Italian seasoning because I've had that a lot. So let's throw a little bit of onion. I don't want that. No red pepper. And a little bit of paprika. There's some sweet flavoring in paprika, so we get a little pinch of paprika into this. There we go. Now, that fork that we've been using as a whisk and to cook the chicken, that's what we're going to use again. And you just whisk it up. You can use a whisk, by the way. Once it is completely combined, this is really all you would need for it. I want you to take it and you're going to pour it over the pasta. And then we mix it so it coats the entire pasta dish. You don't want to drown the pasta. You just kind of want this coating. When you use the balsamic vinegar, it kind of changes the color a little bit. Let me turn this splash off. You can see. See how it's a little bit more brown? Not so white. So the balsamic has basically touched the vegetables and everything. Now, because you don't really need a lot, and this is all about teaching you how you can make a healthier dish for cheap, this is the cheese that we're putting in there. We can do string cheese, we can do or shredded cheese, but here's why I like this. I get my stick, and then I cut it into little bite-sized pieces. And here's the cool part. Pizza cutter. It's fabulous. So you take this, slice it, slice it, slice it, slice it. You have kids that want to help, give them a pizza cutter and tell them you want little round square or little round circles, and they will just cut it with a pizza cutter. Safe for your hands when you watch yourself. This is about how thin you want it. Here, let's turn this right there. That's about how thin you want them. They turn into bite-sized pizzas. They don't melt when they're in here. Like I always end up with a couple that are just way too thick, and it's easy to fix. So you throw the thin ones in there. Those are good. This one's a little thick. Just easy. Nice and easy to cut. No need to get the big guys out. There you go. So now we have our pasta. We've got our veggies. We've got a little bit of cheese. And you know what's next? Chicken. This delicious, scrumptious looking chicken. Now, I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but guess what we can cut this with? This is simply a knife in a circle. And when you want just straight cuts, obviously I'm more skilled with just a regular knife, but I wanted to show you a different way of doing this. This will allow you to cut against the grain, you know, against the muscle fibers. So we cut straight down, and then here's the cool part about a pizza knife, or about a pizza cutter. Is you just cut it straight in the middle. Now when you have a chicken breast that actually cooperates, you just roll it straight down. Obviously that one is just not going to work. It's not going to work with us. It doesn't like us very much today. So then I just go through and I cut up the bigger pieces. I don't know if you can tell, but I get to do this one-handed. I don't have to hold on to anything. Knives, sometimes you do. Pizza cutter, eh. Alright, let's see. So we've got lots of little bite-sized pizzas in here. What I typically do is I put my pasta in my dish, and then I put my chicken on top just because I love the way that it looks. So let me put this together for you the way that I usually do it, and I'll show you what I'm having for dinner tonight, including my dessert. So here's my plate. We're going to top some of this pasta in here. Does that not look delicious? The only thing that's missing tonight is tomatoes, but I haven't gone to the grocery store for tomatoes, so we're going to have to leave them out. So there you go. There's one big old serving. And then we're going to take my piece of chicken, and I'm going to top it. There you go. Looks delicious, huh? Let's break this one piece up, spread it out. So there's my dinner. Now, you want to see what I am going to be having with it? We made our grapefruit earlier. And my glass of wine. This is my dinner tonight. And I wanted to definitely show you this because here's the thing. This entire meal, including my glass of wine, is less than 300 calories. It's whole grain. Those of you fighting gluten allergies, this really isn't gonna, you know, fly. It definitely is not paleo. But I've got my vegetables. I've got definitely protein in here, in the pasta, as well as the cheese. And the cheese is low-fat, light mozzarella stick. It was like 30 cents, I believe. You buy them individually, or you can buy a big pack for like $6 or something like that. Chicken. And then I have my grapefruit that we toasted up, and that's been sitting in the fridge just waiting for me. I had the other half earlier. And then my little glass of wine. I know I recommend red wine. I'm just not a red wine fan, so I enjoy a glass of white wine every once in a while. So here you go, people. If anyone tells you that you're not going to be able to eat a lot of food, I've got some calories to spare here. I could eat a lot of food. So I hope everyone enjoys this recipe, and I will see you tomorrow.